Hi folks, we're talking about Christmas this episode, so there may be a few things said here and there, so if there are any kids nearby, just be aware of that.
It's very difficult to put in work today to benefit you tomorrow. Say if you're saving up for a car, it's much easier to spend that extra 200 or 300 that you were going to put away on something for now instead of just putting it in the bank for later, or even like stopping smoking. People will stop smoking when the doctor tells them, oh, look, you're really sick now, or you know, all of these different things happen. But it's the same with like Christmas. It's all the businesses now who are just going to be like, that's not today.
Yes.
But it's all the businesses who put in the effort to that point fare better.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Judie Russell and I'm a video trainer and producer with the Vid Academy.
Hi, my name is Sian Horn and I am a business and marketing mentor. I teach businesses what they need to know to stay in business. Also the founder of the Club Women's Network and Elite Pilates and bbell.com.
Hi, my name is Jen and I'm the founder of a paid advertising agency called Lemon 7 based here in Cork.
Hey, I'm Jay Woodard and I am the creative director at Ad32, a content production house that produces content for SMEs and corporates. This episode is brought to you by Ad32. We specialise in photography and videography, so if you have a story to tell, we are the ones to tell it for you. So do reach out to us at ad32.ie and we can get started on your pre-production today. Welcome to this week's episode where we are talking about that horrible C word. It's time. It's time. I like that C word.
Jen and I made eye contact with each other like, which one?
Yeah, it's people forget how fast it comes at you, I think.
Yeah.
And this is just a small reminder with some tips and tricks on how to deal with it. So I'll kick straight off. Shan, firstly, what should people be looking at right now, in your opinion? What should they be doing? What should be getting together for the Christmas rush?
So for me, this month, actually, when I arrived today, we were saying, this time of the year is funny, I think, for everybody, regardless. In the sense of, I think things take a little bit slower to get done. A lot of, 50% of the people you might be trying to contact are away. So I spend this time directly now on clearing my decks. Like, I like to start things afresh a few times a year. So I think now is the time to really check yourself, check the business and check that you're ready and prepared. And don't wait till mid-September before you go into the 1st of October and then say, I missed it again this year. I should have gone earlier. Because actually, the earlier you can get prepared for Q4, especially if you're e-commerce and you're not kind of done, to be honest, then you're in trouble. If you're a service, then you need to prep and you need to make sure and start looking at your business and then making sure that everything is ready. Because if I even look at my business now, like the other day, I redid my bios on my social media, which I probably do every 6 months. Just checking those little things and making sure that from a service provider, that my customer journey is going to be correct and I'm attracting the right people. Now's the time to do it when you've got the time, not in the middle of the madness.
Yeah. And then, Jen, I remember you telling us before that you've seen the most success stories where people actually start planning now.
Yeah.
That the people...
I was actually doing it inside before I came in here for a retail store. And what I was doing is mapping together the Google Trends search queries over the last 5 years to figure out exactly when they pick up, so that we know when to land the budgets for each department within their store. So we have the September run, the October run, the November run, the December run, and then the lull, and then they have to hit really hard again in January. And you can just see it in Google Trends, like the spikes and troughs. I love Google Trends. If you're not using it, it's just a treasure trove of information in terms of figuring out when the next pickup is going to be, because it's not now.
And people should be contacting you now, setting up appointments, if you're working with an agency or a content planner, you should be setting up calls with you and this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I just start batting them away. Like if it's mid-September and you're coming to me for Christmas, then it's too far. The occasional one has come through for Halloween in September, and that's a little bit lower stress and easier setup. It's one and done. But Christmas, there is rolling trends that are chaotic and the budget needs to land right to go through them.
And you bat them away if September's too late?
Too late.
September's way too late, okay.
Too late.
And Judie, content-wise, what should they be planning? This kind of stuff.
Do you know, I'm listening to you speak there, and from my perspective anyway, training completely slows down at Christmas time. So I usually go on holidays with my mum, which I look forward to every year, and it's brilliant, and it kind of means that I don't have to really think about it until January. But in terms of creating videos, you know as well, it gets really busy in the lead up to Christmas. But unfortunately, we don't have the privilege of kind of calling people and saying, have you got your Christmas ads ready? I suppose you could. But usually they're coming to us and saying, we need a Christmas ad right now. Here's the idea. And you're kind of creating it on the back foot. And then going to Jen and being like, here's our amazing ad on November 25th, and being like, make it sing. And then it's too hard. But when I was preparing for this, I was like, Christmas, I was like, Jesus, I don't even know what's happening at the end of August. But what it did make me do, which I think that all the listeners should do as well, is start with December and be like, what do you actually want to achieve by December, even if you don't have a product or service to sell, even if it's personally therapy or whatever it might be. And then go November, October, and like I was like, thanks for bringing this up as an episode, Jay, because it's actually got me thinking more long term in terms of bigger goals and stuff. So
I find I struggle as well with this whole, like, I'm in Q2. Why are we doing Q4? I'm like, the problem is, I think, like, people like us, we're in the trenches a lot, and we're also the generals. We have to step over the battlefield and look down. It's hard to do. But I remember last year I had a girl doing sales for us, and she was cold emailing, like, think about Christmas, this kind of stuff. It was like end of July again. And I think we got 6 or 7 emails back saying, it's July, please stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, hold on a second, like, clearly you're not thinking about the long run here either. But then on the other hand, I have a client who is a bakery and they do all baked goods and this it. They're not making the Christmas stuff yet. So like that, I have to do last minute.
Absolutely. But however, they should be making some Christmas stuff for you to look at now, because like I'm organising an event in October, and kind of the same thing. I did pictures last week of what will be there, but we just had to mock up 1 or 2. You know, I've got another event on the 15th of November. I need a couple of things just mocked up. Yeah. So they should be taking pictures of that now, because actually I'm organising, most big businesses have organised their Christmas party.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like,
do you know what I mean? So if I'm looking at
like
the reception drinks and, you know, the bakery are going to do X, Y, Z, I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, no, it's true. And like, we are going to do it because I texted him today because of this episode.
Yeah.
We need to get the Christmas shoot going. And he was like, oh, fuck off, Jay. It's like, we need to get the Christmas shoot going. But you need to, like,
do.
Like, it has to happen.
But
like,
are there businesses that just shouldn't care about Christmas? Like, you know, I always go back to what you were saying, Jen, at the very start, that like the competition increases. So you're not competing with other bakeries, you're competing with everyone who's got Christmas ads up. Is there a point of people just saying, I bow out at Christmas, I don't bother?
Completely depends on what you sell.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would fear, and they would almost leave a lot of money on the table if they don't go the Christmas thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Because people want, like, the bakeries, they want the Christmas cakes with the family, it's tradition, all kind of stuff.
You know, there's a balance there as well in what I said, where it's like, you know, Halloween you could avoid, let's say, because there's a surge, but every Tom, Dick and Harry is like, happy Halloween ads, and they're like trying to make their, I don't know, auto store with their car parts be like Halloween ready, and it's like, no, it's Halloween, people aren't buying that for Halloween. But if you're a business where people are buying things for Christmas, then the spend power is adjusted to the volume in the feed, because people are buying more from the feed. You're not in competition with people at a stagnant buying power. The buying power is balancing it.
The majority of clients I work with don't spend any money on advertising. It's all organic. So, you know, and a lot of them do bow out because a lot of them don't prep. And there is a certain point where you've got to say to people, it's time to bow out. Yeah. It might be just a little bit too late. So let's plan Q1 and knock it out of the park. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want people to get overstressed by it either.
I was going to say, is there ever kickback when you say, look, you're too late? Or is it kind of a, okay, we'll worry about it.
Yeah, I just think, you know, because especially when it's organic and you know, I am talking small business now, small, medium, and, you know, most of the time under 8 members of staff, etc., is that, you know, shit rolls downwards. So if the person at the top is super, super stressed, that will affect their Q4 more than worrying about Q4 itself. You know, because sometimes you can just get stuck and paralysed because you're watching everybody else doing something that you feel so under pressure to do yourself and actually shouldn't feel that pressure. You know, I've done a lot of courses where they're like, we'll show you the tricks of the multi-million-pound businesses. You don't need to know the tricks because you're a different kind of business. But you do need how to make it work for you. And that's why most of the time when I'm mentoring small business, it's as much about personal as it is business because they overlap. So we're kind of looking at the 360 of their world rather than just the business itself.
And Q4 for you, Shannon, your business, is that mental, or is it kind of like Judie? It's a bit more calmer.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it's obviously like it's really, so I've got Elite Pilates. So that will get a little bit quieter. In fact, since COVID, we've noticed that we don't have so much of a drop actually during the summer, which we used to, and during Christmas. People understand now that Pilates is a lifestyle and not just, you know, a fitness class. So we don't have a major drop, but definitely quieter. So that gets quieter. My consultancy normally gets busier because people are getting ready. They're going to change their world in 2000 and, the next year, 2025, whatever it is. B-Bell, we relaunched that this year. So that will be quite a busy time for me prepping for a new launch of the new pod and everything that goes out. So I'll be recording heavily in December. So if one of my businesses is quieter, the other one tends to be, maybe I should just have one business. How boring would my life be?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm kind of consistent throughout the year, to be honest. And you know me as well, because work-life balance is super important to me. If I'm tired, I need to take a break. I have no problem with just saying I'm taking a break.
You're good for that, to be fair.
Yeah.
And Jane, December for you, mental, or the build up to December is mental and December is just monitoring?
December is mostly monitoring. But summer is my lull. So I work to the Hallmark calendar, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. You've got back to school, Halloween, Christmas. Well, then you've got Thanksgiving and Black Friday in between that as well. Then you've got New Year's, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day.
Yeah, Black Friday.
The whole suite back in. Yeah, and that's the other part of Q4 is are you Black Friday ready, or is that the one you're going to bow out of? Instead of Christmas, I would recommend that more so than Christmas, because between the discount and the cost of the ad, your margin is gone.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, isn't it, where it's. I was watching this behavior thing recently where it was no one can see the future of themselves, so it's very difficult to put in work today to benefit you tomorrow. It's even if you're saving up for a car, it's much easier to spend that extra 200 or 300 that you were going to put away on something for now instead of just putting it in the bank for later. Or even stopping smoking. People will stop smoking when the doctor tells them, "Oh, look, you're really sick now," or all of these different.
I feel
things
attacked.
happen.
I feel attacked.
But it's the same with Christmas. It's all the businesses now who are just going to be that's not today.
Yes.
But it's all the businesses who put in the effort to that point. Fare better.
Yeah. And then do you have a post-mortem in January with them, or is it just kind of everything?
No, we use all kind of live dashboards. Once upon a time, we did do a good bit of a post-mortem, but usually for most of the clients that I'll have running into Christmas that are already set, they've been with me the last 3 or 4 Christmases, so we kind of have a run of things. I think there might only be one new client running into a big Christmas campaign this year. So
they're watching live the entire time. There's a few of them.
Live, yeah.
And then do you compare to you don't compare to June, July, you're comparing to last Christmas and the Christmas before?
Yeah. You compare comparatively to the time of year, because you can't compare a Christmas campaign to a summer campaign.
But I would do that with organic as well.
Oh yeah.
I've a few clients that I just do some organic engagement for them on social media. And actually 2 of them I said, look, let's leave it off for August. Because the clients that they have, it's all mums, babies, right? They're all on holiday. They're all, they're not on social. So organically, it's not worth them spending the money. So I'm like, leave it off for August. We'll come back. And we can see that from last year. So I think with everything, it's pulling it apart, looking at, the facts and the figures. We all love stats.
Do you know, can I make this about myself, please? So I've got my online course, the recent one, the new one that I kind of made, and it's 7 different video styles that you can make for TikTok videos. Haven't really done a massive amount in trying to sell it outside of a few posts and different things. I could potentially repackage this for Christmas, right? And I would never have thought of this outside of this podcast, but say I was like, okay, give the gift of video to someone and try and make someone buy it as gifts or something. Or where would you advise me to start with this? What do I do?
Well, I think first of all, you haven't advertised that at all.
Yeah, I know. Nobody's buying it.
You're lying to yourself.
I mean, be really honest, you haven't, because I need to come round your house and I need to show you how to ask somebody to sign up for something.
I know.
Because you're so I've got this real secret. This is amazing. And I'm watching you going, this is amazing. And nowhere is she telling me that I should do it? Do you know what I mean? So, like, I could think of nothing better. Actually, we had this conversation the other day. I've got 2 nieces, they're 4 and 6, watch YouTube all the time, unpacking, unraveling. My sister's sick of them watching. And I said, you know, she's really, they're always drawing, whatever. And I said, they're creative. So actually, she was like, do you know what I'm going to do this Christmas? I'm going to get them a little phone, not phone, sorry, a little camera.
Cool.
And I'm going to, and they can start making their own little videos. She goes, I won't put them anywhere. I was like, wait till I get my hands on them.
Yeah.
They'll be going everywhere. But it'd be lovely if she could get them a little course to show them and to show my sister how to do it safely and to show them how to do it with fun. Because I think both sides are really important and something that's really needed at the moment. Well, I know we spoke the other week about Muriel Foley giving tips on security. It's really important. And actually, I was chatting to 2 friends of mine. They've got 2 10-year-old kids and they're not on social media at all, think it's absolutely awful, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't care what you think of it. You have to start to learn how to use it because it's a matter of months, I'd say, or a year or what before your child is using it and you won't know how to protect them. So whether you like it or not, you need to start to learn it. So I think you have a huge market of people that have young kids. We live in a whole different world now. You know, being an influencer is a job and a role, or influencing people, making content is now seen as one of the top 10 careers. That when you ask a young kid what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's really creative. It's the same as wanting to be an artist or a painter 25 years ago. But they need your help. But I think you need to really start telling people that you can help them. Because I always think of you very much as a corporate teacher, you know, and I know that's the field you work in, but actually you've got so much to offer us. But you just need to ask me.
See, that's it, I suppose. Like, I'm sorry now to take over, but like, you know, I fit very well in. I fit very well into corporate world and going into rooms and, you know, putting a bit of a team building slant on the video training and, you know, like it works really well. And then I just tried to change. It was actually from the club that I decided to change it. I was like, let's target everyone, individuals who don't have the budget that the corporates would have, but I just feel like it just didn't work. But maybe, as you said, because I made it. And I was like, hide it. So maybe Christmas is my... And then that gives me actually more time to figure out relaunch, like kind of...
Yeah.
We're going to collaborate, Judie, because I have an amazing idea now.
Oh, great.
I also have an amazing idea for
Okay, great. Tell me everything, guys.
You see, I can do the bit that you can't do.
Yeah.
And you could do the bit that I can't do.
Cool.
So we'll just do it together.
Great. Done.
I'm coming around next week. I'm coming to the island.
For some reason in my head when you were talking there about the course you've built, I just pictured you having the big frizzy hair and dress you like Bob Ross.
I love
and have
it.
you going, I'm just going to put that there.
I love
and
it.
show you're screaming, you're clicking and like, here's the little thing I did earlier.
Oh, I should have mimicked Bob Ross years ago. I've been doing it all
That'd
wrong.
be great, Craig. I was like, it was
excellent.
pure catch attention. Like,
Yeah. And do you think that has potential for ads, Jen? That kind
what
of,
is the course? What is the title of the course?
Like it's, oh Jesus, I changed. It was cut the cap there for a long time, and then it was like how to make social media videos.
Okay.
Yeah, kind
basically,
of. That's
okay.
basically what it is, yeah. 7 different styles of video, so montages, voiceovers, presentations to camera, but break down step by step kind of thing, how to do it.
So, as a business owner, you can teach people so much, but as an individual business owner, as a small business, it's time. People just, it's always the first reason of why somebody can't do something is always time. And like I'm a visual learner. What courses have worked best for me always is that I watch, do, and ask questions. So I think where the online learning platforms are missing out, and I'm seeing lots of people still training people, you know, and charging them a lot of money to create your online and start your little membership, but there's no engagement. And I think where they're failing is that piece of you buy this course and once a month there's an open forum. For an hour, you can book in and you can ask whatever questions. And that's an hour of your time. And I think it's well worth it. I would be on that. I would go and do the whole thing and then I would be on the 1 hour session. And I'd be like, Judie, can I just ask you this? I tried to do this last week, whatever. I'd probably be asking all the questions. But I think that's the key piece of online learning. The people that don't buy it are the people like me that are like, it's just a video and I need a little bit more. Than that.
I did one recently with a filmmaker I admire, and he did it where he had 4 modules and he released a module a week. And at the end of each week, there was an hour with them.
Oh, nice.
And then an overall hour at the end for any questions if you wanted anything. Nice guy as well. It worked well.
How many people were on the hour long then?
About 10.
Wow.
Yeah, about 10 people.
Could you give in your question? I've done one similar, and could you give your question in before? So sometimes it wasn't even you asking.
We're all on a Discord together.
Yeah.
So he's in the Discord with us, and even now, if I sent a script in, he'd read it and say, hey, "Love this, didn't like that much." And it's interacting. It's people want to feel like their money's well spent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think advertising wise is definitely.
Oh, see,
Wouldn't it be?
I think that
You could do
essential.
well, with the conversation piece to get started to see if people are actually asking questions. You can preload the videos and like the entire topic into like an AI chatbot or something, and just have it sitting on the corner. People can ask the questions and see if questions even come in. Because of the other thing that you probably would need to do some of the in-person stuff early on, but it wouldn't scale if you were actually ramping up the course. And then the other thing is, wouldn't it be cool if you even did like something almost like, maybe not a leaflet drop as such, but something like where it's even just like a screenshot of or a picture of someone like putting together one of those shitty Christmas Canva templates.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't do this again this year.
Yeah.
Don't be this person again this year or something like that.
Cool.
And then just have the 7 videos.
However,
ready
have
to
you
go.
seen the Canva upgrade?
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
Oh
I
my
just saw the
God.
Canva Create event was
Yeah.
promoting it. Have you gone into it? Is it amazing?
I just had a little snoop last night, and I'm like, I've got to spend a few days on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
it's
play to
good.
them.
Yeah.
I don't use Canva that much, but I was impressed by it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use it that much anymore. It's just some stuff that's on there. We just read. But I was like, fair play. If that's included in the price that you pay as pro, which is what, like $119 a year, I think I pay.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
To be fair, Canva's great for people who aren't into Photoshop and can't do that stuff, or even though they have the video editor now and stuff, and the AI and stuff is class.
For me, I was thinking about all those people that I converted to Canva, and it took so long. Now I might convert them to actually edit their own video. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't have to move from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. We'll have to talk about
I'm
that next
still
week.
a bit embarrassed about Clubhouse. Do you remember the audio listening thing?
yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
you send people like the link so that they can sign up, and it was very exclusive in the
Yes.
beginning, and everyone
Yeah.
just said,
Yeah.
I was touting that like it was going to be. And then everyone's
here.
like, what was that thing that you keep texting me about? I'm like, yeah, no, it's not a thing anymore.
What a marketing tactic. though.
Yeah.
But it was very
VIP only,
clever.
you get 10 links.
And it was iOS only for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
as
Yeah.
well, and
I was on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was completely bought in. Like I was like, yeah, because I love this. I love a pod, so I was like, audio's great.
We did a live Content is King on it, and you were the only person.
Oh,
So we did a live episode too. It wasn't. It didn't record properly, so we literally just did a live episode for you.
Oh, hilarious!
You were sitting there, and I was like, "Thanks,
I
Jan."
was like, I'll support. I'll be there.
You were the
I'll be
only
there.
person. It was just, it was a
But I
weird
kept getting
scenario.
invited to like these mad American groups.
Yeah.
Oh, they were
Crazy.
so good.
Oh, my
I would just
God.
be like in bed late at night. I'd be like, this is gold.
There was
These people
gold in
are
there.
Crazy.
There was. I mean, I wish I'd recorded some of it. Some
People
of the
are
shit
crazy.
I was listening to, I was like, bloody hell, this is blowing my mind. But it's just gone, is it? Just gone.
It was probably bought in by someone or something. and
What's the
inherited
Twitter
or
thing
something.
that doesn't?
X
X.
or Periscope?
No, the one, the audio listening. Is it X listening or something like that?
Spaces.
Spaces. That's still quite popular. I click it by accident. I'm like,
I never.
Someone on the
I'm
phone.
never on Twitter. I'm never on Twitter.
yeah.
Yeah, never on Twitter.
No,
Well,
I
now the
never
whole
did.
Biden thing and the Trump thing, I was on looking at everything.
Yeah.
It got me this time. I'm not a massive person to American politics, but this whole thing got me.
No, I mean,
like,
I'm not either, but God, you can't help yourself.
I know.
Like,
So
was it-
dramatic.
Was
like.
it real? Was it real?
I
He was
don't
on
know.
stage, who knows? Like,
Was it
he's
real?
selling pillows now, isn't he, for his ear? It's a whole- yeah. Do you ever see that? No, it's a merch thing now. You can sit on your ends in support of Trump. It sits on... all the followers at the rallies had it on. Do you not see it? No?
No.
Yeah.
It's like
The man's
everyone
a
who
genius
wants to
like
be
that shit,
Mosey
like-
with the little nose.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, the little magnetic one.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh, bless.
Back to
Sorry,
Christmas.
yes, let's talk about Christmas.
Back to Christmas. Negatives of setting up too early. Is there any?
I'm going to say no.
Well, if you
But
launch too
starting
early, if you
is-
launch
yeah,
too early, then
launching.
you're like,
People will.
Like getting
Right,
ready, you
Yeah.
can never get ready early enough.
Well, when does Brown Thomas's window? That's August, isn't it?
Brown Thomas shop opens on the top floor in August, yeah.
Is that not too early? Or
Everyone says they're annoyed by it, but they kind of love
I
it too.
love
All
Christmas.
buy.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
But
buy.
there's a lot of people who aren't Christmassy.
Well, I will tell you something. At the end of the day, you can imagine what they have to return on square footage in a shop like that. There's no way they would do it if they weren't taking the money.
Wow.
It's true.
So people are buying it in August.
It's true. And it's also
And I'll be honest,
mentality
I'm
of,
fucking ready for Christmas.
I know.
If I've got to look at a miserable day, one more day without a Christmas tree up and a fire on, I'm going to lose my shit. So Christmas can be in September this year, as far as I'm concerned, because we've had no summer.
Yeah.
it
So
also
annoying.
kicks the mentality of people going, oh, I should start shopping early now. I'll start now.
Yeah.
It's actually a good mentality to kind of go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll start
I really
shopping now.
need
And
3 glass balls for the Christmas tree, and now is the time to invest. But that's why my mum and I go away every Christmas, and I love going away for Christmas. It just eliminates so much unnecessary spend.
I'd love to go away.
I don't even put up decorations. Like, we go away on the 14th. It's just when the traffic is starting to get bad and people are starting to lose their minds completely, and the trolleys into each other, like that whole chaos side of it. And then you're just spending, and then you're like, oh Jesus, there's Teresa. I haven't seen her in 5.5 years. I better get her a bottle of wine. And then you're just like buying. So when you get away, especially to countries that don't celebrate, it's kind of lovely.
I think I spent like 2.5, 3 grand last year on Christmas. Minimum.
Kids mostly.
Everything, everything. Parents, like
Argos
we
catalogue.
massive
50
families.
quid, that's what we used to get. 50 quid Argos catalogue. And I always feel sorry for my younger sister because she's 18 years younger than me, and she only had the Argos catalogue and 50 quid as well. So I did quite well back in my day.
Yeah, it was worth. You got a good
I
chunk
got
of
all
stuff.
right
Like.
for the 50, apart from she did get Mr. Freeze, which none of us have got over.
I'd be still upset about this. Mr. Snowman.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze, that was it.
Oh, that was so
And then
cool.
she got it, and the 4 older sisters just pushed her out of the way and went into it, and then realised it was shit anyway. So we were like, don't ever buy that for your children.
You know what? This is actually a really good tip. But my mom, before she would give us the Smiths catalogue, would just tear out the pages with stuff that was like extortionately expensive and be like, oh, these are the things Santa has.
But that was a lot of work for her, wasn't it? Like curating the catalogue.
She would curate the catalogue, yeah.
I'd be curating it. Save her a fortune.
Yeah,
Brilliant idea.
Yeah. Do especially like there'd be the bike section, but then all the bikes that were like €700 would be like,
Yeah.
My
And what's all
mum,
these frayed pages, ma'am?
yeah.
she loves telling the story to rooms full of people who I don't know well. She's like, when Judie was younger, she'd say, oh, I really want a slide for Christmas, but I'd already have her present bought. So I'd say to her, do you know what you'd love now, Jude? A dollhouse. And then I'd be like, yeah, I would love a dollhouse, because I was so impressionable. I'm like, stop telling the story. It make me sound like a strong, independent woman when I was...
Well, my mum used to hide all the presents round in different hiding places, but we lived in pubs or hotels, you know, so we'd be getting presents all year round. She'd open up a cupboard and go, oh, Girls' World. Do you know what I mean? Like, in June, and you'd be like, I'll take it.
Yeah. So I think the only negative of not prepping for Christmas, or the whole negative of prepping for Christmas, is not prepping for Christmas.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't matter who you have to chat to, just get it done.
Unless the only way you can get around this is if for some reason the product you sell suddenly becomes the hot thing for Christmas.
Okay.
Then it doesn't matter what shit.
Yeah, it doesn't
you
matter.
want.
Just
if you've
rock
got-
and roll like.
Loads of money, and you can get it into the toy show.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bring it out really late.
I don't think it has
sell
the
out.
same appeal anymore, does it?
Oh, Jane.
Does it? I'm wrong.
Toys, yeah.
We
the
watched it
effect
last
of
year,
the
to be
toy
fair. We
show.
did watch it. Like, yeah, but it's crazy.
I wish they'd do a section on that though, which was only Irish business. You know, because they're very
Irish
good.
toys.
They're very good. The late at you know, looking after a small Irish business. But actually, that's the one show I think they should actually do. Just a section on.
Local Irish toys.
Yeah.
And books.
I remember years ago, I had a client that was on the toy show years before I even started working with them. We were still using that clip.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, nearly all year round. It was still returning their highest returning ads by far. Anything like that where you can pull a TV clip, I don't know what it is about
Yeah.
it, it'll just reap.
One of the
love it,
ladies
like.
that I'm working with, she's an artist. We still use that clip.
Yeah.
It makes difference.
One of my clients, Bite Size, had a piece on Ireland AM last year about the best mince pies. I'm going to completely use that this Christmas and just promote that over.
Oh, 100%.
Completely forgot about it. Like,
I have at least 5 clients at any given time running an Ireland AM, Morning Ireland, or toy show ad, or so is any from a clip.
insane,
like
isn't it?
Because it just works so well.
It's insane.
Yeah. They do good mince pie, then I don't even
They
like
do.
mince pies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do.
bite size.
I don't like mince pies either, but I just eat them every Christmas.
I've
Like,
never
I love
even
them.
put one in my
Have you
mouth.
not?
No, I've
way.
just
Is it the beef
it's
or
the
is it
pastry.
Just even the look of the texture of it.
It's class?
It's like beef in a mince pie. Oh, okay, sorry.
I like the
I
idea
love
of you
real
actually
mince pies.
making real mince pies.
That'd be delicious.
And then like
The pastry
surprising
with the
people with
gravy.
them. That's
It's so
there's a
good.
nice little ad. Yeah.
There's Shannon, new business idea for her. Let's just
You see my eyes just went then. Oh, like that.
I actually
That
wasn't a
make
massive.
great
It's not that I wasn't a massive fan. I just was somewhat of afraid to try them. I was like, oh no, in case I don't like them. But then we had the Christmas market a few years ago, and I lived on them for the entire 6 weeks of the Christmas. That mental time. Tips, tricks, any advice, Judie?
Do you know, like, I suppose I think setting a personal goal for the end of the year is probably a nice thing to do if you're in a position where your Christmas probably won't impact your business that much. So, you know, from last week, I was like the storytelling thing. I'm like, I really want to get better at storytelling. And yeah, I think that's just what I'm going to try and focus on between now and Christmas is just stories. And you know, even like old Irish stories, I really want to learn about them. But my problem is I read something, I take it in, I learn it. And then 3 days later, I'm like, and then there was gone. Like I can't seem to retain information. So even just training my brain to be able to retain stuff, I think would be a nice personal thing.
Do you know what was bizarre after the episode last week is I had a book in my drawer in bedside locker and I opened it and I was like, oh God, I really need to finish this book. And it was Show Your Work. And 2 pages in, it was going through the full eBay story.
Wow.
Isn't that bizarre?
Mad.
That's mad.
Isn't it? I was like, Judy told me this earlier. I knew I shouldn't have read this.
That's a great book, though.
Really good book. But yeah, it was the page
What
I'd
book is
opened.
it?
Show
Show
Your
Your
Work.
Work. It's a tiny book. It's a really easy read. Apparently, I gave up halfway through and then read another chapter and was like, I know this.
Yeah.
Same guy who did Steal Like an Artist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
amazing.
Same guy, yeah.
Same guy. I can't remember his name. Alex something or something like that.
I'm on the road a lot at the moment. I'm audio booking everything.
Yeah.
Audible is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I use Audible as well. So, Sian, tips and tricks?
Take time. This is the time to kind of audit yourself, get ready. If you're like selling something, then make sure that everything's in place. You know, plan for a busy, busy Christmas. And so make sure the customer journey is right. Make sure that the support systems for your customers are right. So that when you have this amazing Christmas that you're going to have, because you're going to ring Jen and she's going to do the best pictures, but before September, obviously, and to get that ready. And if you're a service and you're thinking, especially in first year of business, you know, I might be a bit quieter, don't put that into your mind. Think about how you make yourself busy. And things like, you know, customer journey, you can do a Google Blueprint, I think it is. Just do the first 3 sections. It makes you think about your website. And just because you're on holiday, I don't know about you, but like, so I'm going away for the first 2 weeks in August. I'm away, but my brain is always working. I will redesign my 3 websites. That's when I do it. So lying by the pool, chilling out, you know, listen to an audio, whatever. But then I'm looking at my websites. What can I move? What can I make better? And then I do that then in the last 2 weeks of August. And I feel like September then is a new lease of life for me. So use the time wisely. That's all I'm saying. If the kids are in kids camp and you're having your cocktail, just have a little think about yourself, you know, because it is your livelihood at the end of the day.
Google Blueprint for customer journey.
Yeah,
is it?
so if you go into Google training,
Yeah.
you can do this. There's about 24 sections to it. It's free training.
Yeah.
But what I love about it, and I get clients to do it quite often, the first 4 sections, and they only take you like 10, 20 minutes, actually is how Google works and how it works on your website. So it really is actually just your customer journey online. And I just think it's worth, I go back and I look at it all the time because our businesses change and evolve so quickly. And we suddenly sit back at August when we've got 2 weeks off and go, oh, blimey, actually, God, that's not even relevant anymore. But that's a really good one to just trigger the brain. So I always recommend that for people to do.
Thanks.
Jen?
I have found this little trick recently that is working really well that I'm planning on implementing for as many clients as possible for Christmas. It does involve putting your ads live as early as possible with the engagement option turned on the advertising platform. So essentially you're setting up a campaign with the goal of engagement on a really low budget. If your ad, if it's not like a big Christmas tree, like if you can actually get away with it, putting it live as early as possible and building up the social proof on the ads, building up the likes, the comments, that bulk at the bottom. Because then when you duplicate that campaign out into a conversion focused campaign, CPMs, so the cost per reaching 1,000 people, we're just seeing massive drops, like between a third and a half. It's getting significantly cheaper when you have the social proof on it already.
Because you've done the work already for it, basically.
So the engagement engagement always inspires more engagement. So as soon as you ramp it up into a conversion focused campaign, you have the benefit of people picking up the conversation where it's going already. We've even tested it with a couple of clients where we're like, oh, we'll go in and throw in a few comments ourselves and just get the conversation going in the comments. CPM's right down. Like the cost of running the ad is getting so much cheaper by doing it. Facebook just see it as a signal that the ad is keeping people on the platform, and they charge you for attention at the end of the day. So if it's cheaper to hold people's attention, you get the benefit of that. So putting them live as early as possible, really low budget, subtly build up that engagement, flip the switch, and you'll probably get significantly cheaper campaigns.
Same ad, changing the...
You can duplicate the ad and it holds the engagement into a conversion campaign.
Can I ask you a quick TikTok question? Because I'm still, still learning really on TikTok. Two questions. So the first one is I'm testing different things, and if something isn't really working, I'm like, okay, that's not the direction we're going to go, and I delete it off, right? And the minute I delete it, it says this has been deleted because it's not in conjunction with the rules of TikTok, and I'm like, but I just deleted it. It's happened 3 or 4 times now.
It's pretty glitches.
That just sounds like a bug.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I noticed then the next few things we put up, which we've tested and are working,
really low.
don't go anywhere.
TikTok is a pain.
And it's like it's blocking me, and then like it takes a few weeks, and then we seem to get a roll going back. But like you literally can't advertise anything with music on unless it's there. Boom, boom, boom. Do you know what I mean? Which is one thing, but this thing of if it is a bag, like how do I get rid of the bag? I can't seem to get a hold of anybody.
If you can archive on TikTok, that would be better than deleting it, because the app will see you're deleting.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
If you're just putting it to storage more than deleting it, and the app won't see you deleting it, you're just kind of hiding it.
Yeah,
that would be much better. I think.
Just find it quite
There's
frustrating.
a website, and I'm sure I was saying it to you, or else you'll remember. You might remember the name for me, but you can buy the copyrights to like any song for like just a few euro, and it's.
Yeah.
Like you want Sam Smith, go for it.
Go for it.
You have the copyright rights. I think it's like
€8
or €9 a song.
That's class.
Yeah, it's really good. I was thinking, I have it on my bookmarks inside. I'll give it to Aoife.
And is it like just specifically for one TikTok video, €8 for a Sam Smith song? Kind of
no, you have the rights to use it for your
campaign. That's a cool idea, isn't it?
Yeah. You have to fill in the information, like
to
be like, oh, it's for this campaign, or it's for this one YouTube video, or whatever the case is. But yeah, you can buy the rights. Which is actually a savvy system from the bigger,
smart,
Universal and all of that.
It's so easy to transfer money now. It's just like, or even it's amazing that more of this isn't going on, isn't it? That there's still so much like red tape.
I would be telling people in My Teach Me to start talking to your teams, content creators, video makers and stuff, because realistically we need to be shooting photography and videography September-ish. Like latest early October, because you're going to want that mid-November for the whole campaign rollout.
Depends on how you're rolling out. I think much earlier than that. If you're putting together a strategy, that could take you 2 weeks to get that strategy right. So definitely earlier.
It has to be September, like latest September, like shot in the can for late September. I think whatever it be, would be my advice. And start talking to people, start talking to teams, start talking to everyone about the ideas and branding and all kind of stuff. Christmas class. What is it now? How many weeks to Christmas?
How many days?
Google it.
Hey Siri,
Google it.
Google it.
Actually, I think I've got a Christmas countdown app.
Well, it must be 4 months, is it? It's crazy.
Are you a big Christmas person? No,
neither
am I.
Are you not?
No interest.
I think without kids, like you just kind of like you're like.
Well, I go to my family, so for me it's family.
Yeah.
156 days.
There you go. 156 days.
It's nothing.
Get working. We appreciate your time listening. Please leave a review, likes and comments. Subscribe on any podcast app that you're listening on, because it really helps. And we'll see you next week.
We will indeed.
Deuces.
Bye.